All right, welcome back to the TNT show. This episode we're about to get into, we are covering week 2 of the NFL, and we're going to recap our predictions from week 1. Tyler, you go ahead and take it away.
I think it was a pretty eventful week. Some teams obviously looked a lot better than others. Some people performed a lot better than, or I think some people performed a lot better than people thought they were going to. People showed out in the new places that they're in. Saquon Barkley went wild in Philly. Joe Mixon went wild in Houston. A lot of good games. Bouncing to the recap. First game I know you probably want to talk about is the Patriots. They looked pretty good. Not gonna lie, they looked pretty good.
So, and this is one of the games that I actually got a chance to watch. Jacoby Brissett, I was really scared for them to start him based on what their preseason looked like, but it's hard to judge a book by its cover. He came out there, he was poised, he made a lot of good plays, he managed the game very well, and I like the way the ball was moving. Of course, you know, who was it? What's his name? The other running back, not Ramondre Stevenson, which he looked great by the way. Antonio Gibson. I think they'll definitely be a nice 1-2 punch as the season goes on. Of course, defense is still as great as it gets. So I think, obviously, it's just a week 1 game, so there's really no telling how the season goes. So just excited because we beat the Bengals week 1. Go Pats, go!
Yeah, I mean the Bengals didn't have T. Higgins. Chase didn't really play a big factor in the game. He only had 6 catches. I could tell the loss of Mixon is gonna hurt
Oh
because
yeah,
we got a rotation of running backs right now, and then just it's week 1. We'll get it figured out. They're gonna pay Chase. I think they'll get it all figured out. Then again, they might not. They might let him walk. I really don't know at this point. I don't really know what they're waiting on. Think that's the biggest thing. Everybody's thinking the same thing. What are they waiting on? Why won't they pay him? There's a reason why.
there's something going on.
But yeah, it's week 1. Joe Burrow's coming off of an injury. Might be a little rusty. Didn't really play a whole lot in the preseason. Jamar Chase didn't play at all. T. Higgins is hurt, so yeah, it'll be a work in progress. Jump into the Ravens and the Chiefs. Controversial ending there with Isaiah Likely. A lot of
I
people
mean,
say he scored. People say he didn't score. I mean, if
if
he
you
would
look
have
at,
just had if he would have been a shoe size smaller,
it would have been a touchdown.
it'd have been a touchdown.
Because if you really look hard at that video, like you can see his foot is like right on the white. So I think it's a good call. No touchdown. Good game though. I like what I saw in the game. I think it's like you said though. I think Derrick Henry might have a down year rushing wise, just because I don't think he's not gonna be a bell cow for them. He's gonna get his
No,
carries, but
I think it's like I think the theory is I think they're gonna save him. I think they're gonna hold him as long as they can till they get to the playoffs. That way he's healthy and just run Justice Hill. I mean, he'll obviously get the work. So, but Chiefs looked looked pretty good. Not gonna lie to you. I think Travis Kelsey's gonna have a little bit of a down year now that they actually have some wide receiver help with
yeah.
Xavier
Oh yeah.
Worthy and uh, Rasheed Rice and all them coming back. I told you at the beginning, I think this is going to be Travis Kelce's last year. I really think so. He signed that big deal with the podcast. There's really no point in playing now.
Uh, I mean,
He's
yeah, I mean
old.
he could hang it up right now and he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer, so no brainer.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think right now the Chiefs are the standard for what you want in an organization because they make great picks. They develop their players. They make some
We'll
good
just have to
signings.
see. We'll just have to see how he performs without Kelsey because last year he didn't play and they got worked.
Yeah, but if you think about it though, Rasheed Rice has a year under his belt, and you saw what he was doing out there against a defense that was like a top defense last year in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Xavier
Xavier Worthy
Worthy,
was
you just got to get the ball in his hands. He's gonna make a play.
yeah. Um Eagles Packers was Friday. Obviously the biggest thing there, Jordan Love got hurt.
They're
Um
lucky.
I don't know how long he's out. I think they said 4 to 8 weeks, I think was the time frame.
Yeah.
So Malik Willis is going to come in and play. Um, I feel like if they get blowed out twice, they'll go get somebody.
Oh yeah. They'll have to.
Because I don't know, Jordan Love might be out for the season. As rumors I have heard, especially if they lose 4 or 5. If they say they lose every game, say he's out 6 weeks and they lose 6 games. Realistically, there's no point in even putting him back out there. To be honest, but the
I
Eagles look
think.
pretty good though.
I think they'll still play. Okay, as far as that situation goes, I think he'll still once he's cleared by team doctors, of course. I think he'll still want to come back and play. I mean, he just got paid, so I mean, yeah, if they lose all those games and the season is lost, I think he'll still want to play the season out because I mean he's gonna have to put his numbers up at the end of the day. Um, but yeah, the report I saw was like 6 to 8 weeks MCL sprain. They're lucky he didn't tear anything because then their season definitely would have been over with.
If it's not already.
True, because that's a long time, 6 to 8 weeks. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, maybe they got a buy in there. I don't know. We're gonna see how what Malik Willis looks like off the rip. I'm not really sure um, who Green Bay plays. Actually, gonna look at that.
Well, like you said, though,
It looks like Green Bay doesn't even play week 2. I don't see them.
I guess they got an early bye.
No, they play the Colts. They play the Colts.
Oh, oh,
So
okay.
that's an L. Anyway, jump into the Eagles. They're That's what they need from Saquon Barkley every week. He was toting that thing.
Yeah,
He looked he looked really good.
yeah. I think that'll be a standard for him all season. But it's the biggest thing. It's week one. It's a long season. He has
Oh yeah, definitely a long season. Um, Texans Colts. I think those are going to be two really good teams. If obviously health is always going to be a concern in the NFL. The Texans look pretty good. They got a lot of firepower on that offense. Joe Mixon ran for like
uh,
150 yards.
I know the Bengals are sick right now.
It was a business decision. I get it. You couldn't pay him and pay everybody else. It just is what it is. He went to a really good team. The Texans gave him I think they gave him like $30 million or $38 million or something like that.
But didn't you say he wanted to take a pay cut to stay with the Bengals?
Yeah, he said he would, but
Man, man.
sometimes you can't really do that.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
I guess.
you know they. If I was an owner, I'd be disgusted because I mean, Joe Mixon was like top five in rushing last year. If I don't know if he well, top 10 for sure. He might have been top five,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Texans are loaded. The Colts, I don't know. Anthony Richardson's got a cannon though. He threw it like 80 yards. He slipped and just slung that thing like 60 yards. It was insane to
Man,
see it live.
man, that ball was in the air for so long, and the receiver just ran up under it. That's he got a cannon, but I think once he puts it all together, because obviously I think he's still gonna have some ups and downs because he didn't really get a full season last year as a rookie. He's he's gonna be a problem. He is gonna be a certified problem.
Yeah, he's just got to stay healthy. Jump into the Panthers are struggling again. Obviously, the lost Derek Brown tore his ACL. Huge loss for them. They just flat out just suck. I don't really know how else to put it.
They can't catch a break.
I feel bad for Panthers fans. I don't know what the problem is, who it is, what it is.
Uh, if I
All I
learn
know is that
anything from the
all I
Browns,
know is that they if this is the Panthers.
no, I'm just saying if I've learned anything from the Browns, because you remember their
Oh,
process, it took them like 10+ years to be good again. I mean, the Panthers they may be a few years out. I mean, they still have a lot of work to do on both sides of the football before they can be relevant again.
Bryce Young won't be there to see it.
I don't know about that one.
If they don't win more than 3 games, they're probably going to start looking at a different quarterback.
But it's not.
I mean,
It's
I
still
mean,
not entirely his fault though.
well, I know. Well, I mean, you just brought up Cleveland. I mean, look at all the number one picks they had over that decade. What them quarterbacks could have been,
All those
but
quarterbacks were. Ah,
they
mm,
all they all went to Cleveland, and they just all kind of sucked.
weren't
But
they
you
all to
never
Cleveland?
know. Cleveland was had like they were taking they had like the number one pick like what 10 years in a row.
Yeah, but how many quarterbacks did they take with the number one? Because I know they took.
I mean, it's
I know
been a
they took.
bunch.
I know they took Baker. I know he was one of them. He was actually
I
one of
mean,
the best
they
ones.
took him. They took Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, but he wasn't the
They
number one
took
pick though.
they've had a lot of different quarterbacks. That'd be a good podcast. We need to talk about that. Let's not
Yeah,
get off
but
track.
yeah. No, I mean, as far as the Panthers go, I think they'll give Bryce Young the benefit of the doubt unless he just plays that poorly. Now, no, don't get me wrong. That game one was very poor, but you got to realize this man still has no offensive line. Primarily, he. I don't even know if Deontay Johnson recorded a catch. I forgot he even went to the Panthers. Um,
Oh,
they
neither.
just they got a lot. They got a lot to work on.
But jumping to the next one, the Jets and the 49ers. That was last night. Um,
Just let me down.
I kind of figured I was a little worried with Christian McCaffrey not playing, but Jordan Mason ran for like 150 yards. It's like they didn't
Hey,
even miss a
yo,
beat.
he was toting that thing.
Somebody's gonna sign him after last night. Oh yeah, he about to get a deal somewhere because if I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm calling San Francisco. What y'all want for him?
Oh yeah. Well, what do we have to pay?
Yeah, because he did his thing. We need a running back, that's for sure. The Jets, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is coming off of a huge injury. Even he said, it's rust. I think they'll be fine. Um, It's just going to be a process, like you said. It's the first game. It's the NFL. You know, some of these people didn't play in preseason. Probably
Yeah.
hadn't practiced a whole lot. You know, these people. This is different than college. These people are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars. They're not out here practicing every day. Aaron Rodgers didn't even play in the preseason, so this is his first. This is probably his first snap, to be honest.
I mean, other than practice, yeah, you're right.
Other than practice, like he hadn't played since this time last year.
602 days.
So, but the
Now,
49ers didn't miss a beat though. They they came out and they were firing on all cylinders just like they always do. So they got some big decisions to make themselves.
yeah, no, I mean, 49ers, they look pretty much what you would expect the 49ers to look like. The Jets, I think it's more so Aaron Rodgers is just going to have to get in rhythm with his team, like real game time rhythm, just because, I mean, this is technically his first full season with the Jets. So I think once they figure everything out, they'll be a big threat.
Um, Next, speaking of the Browns, you know they got some stuff to figure out too because I don't think Deshaun Watson is the answer. But you gave him all that money, so you kind of got to ride it out now.
Yeah, at
But
least another year, and then if it don't work out, I mean, you got to at least explore trade options or something.
cut in, do something
That's a lot of
because
money. That's a lot of money,
they look bad. He looked bad. They look bad.
and that team's not
I
bad
know they
either.
don't have Nick Chubb because it's him. He looked like sometimes you got to know when to hang it up. I think I think he's just been out of the league. I mean, he hadn't played in what? He hadn't played in a couple years, to be
No, he played
honest.
last year. He played last year. He was just
Yeah,
hurt.
and they sucked. They were terrible.
Yeah, but that
Joe
was
Flacco came off the couch and took them to the playoffs. So
yeah.
if Joe Flacco could do that, imagine what a good quarterback. Imagine what I don't know.
Joe Flacco also got blew out by the Texans.
Well, better team.
But I mean, again, well, honestly, no, that team was not better than the Browns because that Browns offense was really nice. Even though, I mean, obviously, of course, without Nick Chubb, it makes a difference. I think he's a big piece of that team in general, kind of like how a superstar is to their team. When you lose your superstar, then it throws the whole team off. Now, I'm not saying he does or does not make Deshaun Watson look bad. Deshaun Watson just has had some really bad play recently. But again, like you say, it's the first game of the season. He could turn that around going into the next, 3, 4, 5 games. But if it
Yeah,
continues, I think they should realistically consider trying to trade him because
do
there's no
something.
benefit.
Another. I really wasn't surprised. The Falcons and the Steelers
I was.
again. Kirk Cousins coming off of a big injury. You know, didn't play in preseason, obviously. First crucial snaps was last night or whatever, Sunday. You know, it's just rust. You know, hadn't played in a long time. All new team. I think that they'll be good. The biggest question mark is Justin Fields. What are you going to do with that? Because they won. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty by any means, but they still won. I don't even think they scored. I think Chris Boswell kicked. I think Chris Boswell had all their points.
I think you might
It
be right.
wasn't. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. A win is a win. Doesn't matter how you get them.
You got to win. Defense still look really good. Still curtain. I don't know. Last thing I looked at, they said Justin Fields. They're monitoring Russell Wilson, and if he's not good to go, Justin Fields is going to get the start. So I think honestly, if Justin Fields, let's say he's winning you games up until you want to play Russell Wilson, and when you start Russell Wilson, let's say it's the play is not the same. You might have to stick with Justin Fields just because I mean he's getting you wins. Doesn't matter if they're ugly or not. I mean, like you said, a win is a win.
Yeah, a win's a win, no matter how you slice it. The way I look at it, if Justin Fields, if the Steelers beat the Broncos, I'm riding with Fields. You can't take him out.
It would be kind of tough to do, yeah. But it's the
Um,
NFL. The NFL is a business. They paid Russell Wilson
yeah,
the
he's the one
majority
that
of
got
the
the
money.
money, not Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he'll probably get to play just because it's the guy that they paid. So unfortunately, that's just how it works.
yeah. Jumping to the rookies, Caleb Williams got his first win again. It was not pretty at all, but they got the win.
That's all that matters.
Lu Luckily, yeah, the Bears got a really good defense. Like I said, wasn't pretty, but hey, they got the win. Uh,
Yeah.
Commanders, their defense needs a lot of work. I mean, Jaden Daniels did exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Yeah. And they lost by exactly how much I told you they were going to lose by.
Their defense is just god awful. They couldn't stop.
I,
Baker Mayfield was out there looking like a top five quarterback in the league. He was throwing it all
yeah.
over them.
He was rare Baker Mayfield form out there on Sunday. Yeah, like you said, Commanders just need some. They need some work. Obviously the offense is promising. Uh, Jaden Daniels making plays with his feet, and he's moving the ball down the field as well. So I think they got a lot to look forward to. But
They got to
I
keep
don't
him
think
healthy
they're.
though. He can't be doing that all the time.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Well, I mean, Lamar Jackson's made it work, but if you've noticed too, with him over the past couple of years, he's had some injury concerns. So I don't think it's really a sustainable kind of offense to where you just let the quarterback play hero ball.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Um, I don't even think Marvin Harrison had a catch. I don't know if he did or not. I didn't see him out there at all. I'm sure he did, but I didn't see him.
I couldn't tell you.
Brian Thomas caught a touchdown. The Giants suck, so Malik's
Yeah,
just
they
gonna
gotta
have
get.
they're just gonna have to hang in there. I
They gotta
think
get rid of Daniel
they're
Jones.
gonna bench Daniel Jones before the year's over. So that's
They
they'll
have
bench
to.
him.
Like I told you before, I still don't. Like I get it. The stats look good, but I just don't understand why y'all gave him $100 million, and then he's obviously only had like one really good year.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
I,
Bo Nix was the same way. He looked pretty shaky, but the Broncos don't really have a team, to be honest. They don't really have anybody. They
well,
competed though. They
honestly,
only lost by 6.
you would really expect a lot of the rookies to come out of the gates and be a little iffy, if we're being completely honest. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I think,
different schemes, and you've different schemes, and defenses are the in-helmet communication. You may not be used to that. There's people that are playing in the league that have been playing for 10, 12 years. That's a long time in professional. They've been playing football longer than you've been alive, so they've seen it all.
yeah,
So,
I see. I don't. For Caleb Williams, I think he gets held to a different standard right now, just because his team is so much better than everybody else's as far as
yeah.
rookies go. So, obviously, again, they won the game, but his play was very, very what you would expect from a rookie, basically.
I'm about to say I don't think he's thrown a touchdown since he's been in Chicago. I don't think he scored in preseason.
Well, he didn't play a bunch in the preseason though. So
So, but jumping into week 2, let's go ahead and get into week 2. Thursday night we got the Bills and Dolphins. Josh Allen did tweak his wrist, so that might play a little bit of a factor. He said he was fine, uh, but you never know. That would be a huge loss for the Bills if he somehow get hurt.
yeah,
They said it
okay,
was the same. They said it's the same. Whatever Joe Burrow had in his wrist is the same thing Josh Allen tweaked or something like that. Is what I heard or what I seen.
okay. Um, I mean, I like both teams. Both teams look pretty good in week 1. Um, I don't. I mean, I think defensively, I think the Dolphins may just be too much for the Bills because they have a somewhat of a, I guess, a younger receiver core right now. So I think that secondary might get the best of those receivers. They might struggle to move the ball consistently.
Yeah, because I mean, Josh Allen had to pretty much put the Bills on his back in the Cardinals game.
Oh yeah.
You can tell that they need some receivers. They need somebody. They're gonna struggle if not because yeah, they got Keon Coleman, but he's a rookie, and they got a few other pieces. But if you can stop the run, the Bills are probably going to get beat a few times, probably by a fair margin. I think the Dolphins are going to be the first team to do it.
My prediction, I'm gonna say 24-7 Dolphins.
24-7.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bills will score more than 7.
Nah. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a little harder for them to put up points against a much more capable defense. So yeah, I'll go with. I'll go with the score 24-7.
Okay. Jump into Sunday. We got the Bengals and the Chiefs. That's about the biggest game rivalry wise. Uh, Based off what I've seen from the Bengals, this and the Chiefs, this might be interesting. I think the Bengals are going to beat them.
Mm. Y'all, if y'all come out looking like how y'all did against the Patriots, I don't know about that one. Especially if T. Higgins doesn't play.
Yeah, now it does depend on who all we got playing because not having T Higgins and Jamar Chase, it got showed real quick that we need one of them or both of them, one of them, whatever.
Yeah,
But jumping to the, I think the Bengals will win that one. I think it'll be close. I think they'll kick a field goal to beat them.
I say Chiefs are gonna
I think
win 24-14. I think y'all be able to score, but I think the Chiefs, that defense is just going. Defense might be a little too much. 24-14, Chiefs.
we got the Bears and the Texans. I think the Texans are going to beat the Bears by 17, probably. The Bears couldn't even
Mm,
score a touchdown, and the Texans are going to score.
yeah, the Texans are going to score. You're gonna have to. Caleb Williams is gonna have to put his big boy pants on and try to score some touchdowns because C.J. Stroud is coming to play football.
Yeah, and they're going to score. So they're going to run the ball. They're going to score. So I think the Texans beat them by at least 14. This is where you're going to decide how good Caleb Williams really is.
It surprised a lot of people. You never know. I mean, Bryce Young beat C.J. Stroud last season.
Well, yeah, you never know.
Never really know. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Texans over the Bears 20-7. We'll say 7. 20-10. We'll do 20-10. Spot on my field goal.
We got the Steelers Broncos. You know, Russell Wilson playing against Sean. Well, Russell Wilson isn't playing, but it would be Russell Wilson versus Sean Payton. So I assume we're going to see Justin Fields. Haven't heard otherwise. Um, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think it might be like 17-10. Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields,
Or
assuming that he does get to
15-9.
start,
Probably a lot of field goals.
yeah, a lot of field goals. I think Justin Fields, again, assuming he gets to start, um, he'll make the plays to win them the football game. Again, they may not score a lot of points. I think they may get at least a touchdown. So I'd probably say like
That's why I said
17.
17. That's why I said
Yes.
17-10. You know.
I was thinking maybe like 17-7 because I don't think Bo Nix is going to be able to move the ball down the field consistently enough for them to score a bunch of times, especially against that Steelers defense. That's a tough defense to play against.
Yeah. Your second game too, Mike Tomlin's a good coach, so I'm sure they're gonna throw everything at Bo Nix. They're gonna beat the Broncos.
Yeah.
We got the Vikings and 49. I think this has got the potential to be a pretty good game.
Like he's 49. Yeah, Sam Darnold, he looked pretty decent in week one.
Yeah, I mean, like the commentator said, maybe he just needed to be put on a good team. You know, yeah, I mean, you could put anybody in the offense with the best receiver in the league, a top 10 running back, a I'd say a mid-tier defense. They have a pretty good defense.
Can't forget about
But
TJ Hawkins.
yeah, they do got Hawkinson, so they got they got another wide receiver too, Jalen Naylor. I think that's his name.
uh
Because they lost KJ Osborne.
yeah, I mean Jordan Addison, he's in his what? Should be his second season now.
Yeah, they got him.
Yeah, so I mean that offense is pretty nice. Aaron Jones came in, like you said. Yeah, Aaron Jones came in.
But I think the 49ers are just going to be too much.
They might have
Especially
Sam
if
Darnold seeing ghosts.
they might, yeah. So I don't know. I feel
Uh,
like if Christian McCaffrey comes back, if him and Jordan Mason are both in the backfield, good luck because that's going to be a 1-2
oh
punch. But
man,
they're definitely playing Jordan Mason now after what they just
oh my
seen.
goodness, oh my goodness.
So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
will that hurt McCaffrey though?
I don't think so. You know the 49ers always have really loaded running back.
Yeah, they were good when Mostert was there,
Yeah. So
but McCaffrey has the tendency to get hurt. So
I mean, yeah, at
um,
least it's a
the
minor injury though.
he usually he'll miss a couple games because he usually does get hurt because they do kind of run him kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, but score wise, I'm gonna say I'll say the 49ers take that one 27-20.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say 28. I was gonna say 28-20. They'll win by probably maybe 28-17 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think they'll win by at least 7, probably 10. We got the Commanders and the Giants. I think this is going to be Jaden Daniels' first win. The Giants suck. If they can't beat the Giants, then they need to get They need to rethink a couple things.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
after this
say
week, then will be the end of Daniel Jones if they get beat.
I'm gonna say Commanders win that one 20-6. I think Jaden Daniels is probably gonna be too much for the Giants on the ground and in the air.
Yeah, I think they just got a little bit to figure out. He's a rookie, so not he didn't really play a whole lot in the preseason either. So I think I think they'll get the win, and I think this will be the game that they bench Daniel Jones.
They'll have
Monday
to.
night we got the Eagles and the Falcons.
The Birds
Based off
versus the
what I've seen
Birds.
from game one, Eagles are gonna win.
Well, I mean, I don't know. The Falcons could just kind of, put it together a little bit more, and maybe they could get a win against the Eagles. Uh, I mean, defensively, I think they may be able to stick with the Eagles. I'm gonna take the Falcons on the upset or a technical upset in this one. Um, score wise, I'll probably say Falcons win because NFL's not a bunch of super high scoring games. So
Yeah,
I'll
you
probably
hardly
say
see anything like that.
I'll probably say Falcons win 23-20.
I'm gonna say Eagles win 35-21. I think the Eagles are gonna beat them by 2 touchdowns. Just more of an olive around team.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for NFL Week 2. Wrapping up Week 1 and predictions and breakdowns of Week 2. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that's our slate for week 2. Um, Obviously we'll be back at the same time next week, wrapping up or not wrapping up, recapping our predictions and stuff. So, um, yeah, just tell us what you think in the comments, like who you think's gonna win what game, what scores you think, what do you think the scores are gonna look like, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Now, obviously, we're still working towards our 100 subscribers. So just continue to like, comment, subscribe, share. Just let everybody know, your friends, family members, whoever likes to listen to sports podcasts. We're up and coming. We're obviously, we love the sport. So just, yeah, just keep rocking with us. We'll catch y'all in the next one.